The phones are open at 913-408-7957. That's 913-408-7957 on a Tirade Tuesday. All right, here we go. Let's start with Carl in Wyandotte County. What's up, Carl? Good morning.
Hey, Pete, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. What's happening?
Well, I'm a California native, and it's kind of like I'm tripping out how the news from San Francisco, how they elected a Chinese national who's not an American citizen as an official city official in charge of elections. Her name is Kelly Wang, and she's not even American. She's a Chinese national, doesn't even know English, and they put her in charge of elections. And I'm just curious on what's California up to over there.
Oh, yeah. Man, I don't have enough time to figure out what the hell California is doing out there. But I did see that story, and you probably know better than me as a California native. That state and especially that city has lost its mind. And just so people know, this story is true. The newest member of the San Francisco Elections Commission, a 7-member civilian body that oversees and creates policy for the city's Department of Elections, isn't legally allowed to vote. So Kelly Wang is believed to be the first non-citizen appointed to the commission. She cannot vote, but she will be on the city's Department of Elections. How about that?
It's kind of heartbreaking if you're a patriot, and I hope the federal government follows through on this.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to hold my breath on that, Carl. You know that as well as I do, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, good stuff. 913-408-7957. 913-408-7957. This is your segment every week. You take it whatever direction you want. Whatever you want to tirade on, I don't much care. Just keep it appropriate and keep it pithy. 913-408-7957. Mark, Independence. What's up, Mark? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. And my call is kind of related to your prior caller. That was a great call. And that is when you see judges and prosecutors who are so grotesque with their just total ignoring the law, violating the Constitution, posing on a camera, just being over the top, stating even before they're elected what their evil intentions are. I don't see how there's not some corrective action or method, because otherwise, even now, if I go to court in Kansas City, I'm already on the back of my mind thinking, I don't know what kind of mood this judge is going to be in. I don't even know if they're really going to follow the law, especially if I don't have a lawyer in there with me. I just don't see how this stuff can continue, even in relation to the previous call. I'm just so mad at this, just grotesque, ignoring the laws and the traditions in the country that made this country great. I'm just very upset and tired of it.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I get it, Mark. I get it. Thank you. 913-408-7957. That's our line for Tirade Tuesday on KCMO Talk Radio, 913-408-7957. We've got a couple of open lines for you here on KCMO. And I look at that and I say to myself, whether it's, you can point to the national stuff going on right now with DJT. You can point to border issues. You can bring it right back here to Kansas City. And you can talk about what's going on when it comes to what could happen today or tomorrow with juveniles walking out back onto the streets after allegedly shooting up to 24 people. It does feel in large part like when it comes to judges and prosecutors in many parts of this country, the system is broken. I agree with you there. 913-408-7957. Let's go back to you. Continue on a Tirade Tuesday. Couple of open lines. And next up, all right, I like this topic. Chuck in Lenexa. What's up, Chuck? Go.
All I want is a competitive Royals team year after year. I don't care about the stadium. What can we do to make that happen? There's always the same teams who are competitive every year, and there's always the cellar dwellers year after year. I want to be in the mix every freaking year. Is that too much to ask?
It shouldn't be, Chuck. It shouldn't be. But here's the problem, and I know you know this as a baseball fan. The economics of the sport are broken. If the NFL had the same rules as Major League Baseball, Patrick Mahomes would have been long gone. Jerry Jones would have given him a $1 billion contract. And you know, it's unfair, but the union, the players' union, will never allow a proper salary cap in place to help the competitiveness of the sport. And it will always benefit the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers. It's always going to benefit the big markets. I hate it. But by the way, it's why the Royals say they need other revenue streams from things like commercial real estate and rentals and bars and restaurants to be more competitive so they can dump back that money into the team. That's what they claim, at least. I'm not saying you have to buy it, but that is what they say. So it's a good tirade. It's just an unfortunate reality of the economics of baseball. 913-408-7957. We have an open line for you on Tirade Tuesday. Let's go to Greg in Shawnee. What's up, Greg? What do you got for me?
Hey, little tirade here, Mundo. And I was driving down Shawnee Mission on Sunday and saw about 14 cop cars over by the Quick Trip. Apparently, this dirtbag Smiley has got. I actually paid $1 this morning to get his public records list, weapons, drugs. Spent time in jail. I love the idea of having these guys just come in and out of the criminal system, and then, you know, this area out in Shawnee is pretty quiet, right? So that was a pretty significant killing. Good shot by the Shawnee police on Sunday. Hats off to them.
Yeah, and you're talking about 43-year-old Brett Smiley, the man who was taken out by law enforcement at that Quick Trip in Shawnee on Sunday. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition after police fired shots, and he later died from those injuries. So you were on the road. You saw these cops flying by you there, Greg.
Well, I was at the corner. They were already there. I went to go work out at Lifetime, came back, and they were still there Sunday. So I got online to find out what the heck was going on. And it's, like I said, good for Shawnee police, but you should see this guy's record. I paid $1 so I could download it, and it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy's got a litany of issues, right? So,
yeah.
But we just let them come in and out. They're all good people, aren't they?
Yeah, well, you know, they're the victims of society. So you see, we should not put them behind bars because society has let them down. That's why they became criminals, and that's why we as a society should really look out for them and keep giving them, forget second chances, Greg. We're talking about 14th chances.
Well, it looks like he was convicted of gun felony for 5 years, but I'm guessing for good behavior, he was probably in and out in 1 year, right? So that's part of the problem as well.
Yeah, well, anyway. Get that, Greg. I hadn't seen that. I will look that up as well. We appreciate you.
You betcha, man.
All right.
Yeah, you kind of touched on a tirade, if I might, in a minute. We have this. We were real busy making excuses for the perpetrators of the incident this week. Okay?
Yeah,
but in those excuses only fit if they fit a certain thing, right?
Yes.
So rather than waiting, period, before any speculation, we decided to say, well, now, if A, then B, C, and D, right? No. We cannot be making subset excuses if they fit a certain criteria, right?
Yeah.
So rushing to judgment on that and then making exemptions for certain individuals bothers me.
Oh, yeah, as it should. Very much should. 913-408-7957. Let's fit in Randy in Blue Springs. Randy, tirade, go, brother.
Yeah, my tirade kind of goes along with a couple callers earlier with the whole system. I've coined a phrase that says that anarchy is fun till the other guy quits following the rules. The people in charge right now that are doing all these things do not understand that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Our justice system has gotten to the point that people who think that they have power over another human to devastate them and enjoy it or joy about it, they're in a position to see it come back to haunt them. The American people are about tired of the system that they're running with the prosecutors. I've got friends in law enforcement, and Gene Peters Baker is a nightmare to them. And literally, it's like, why even bother doing anything? Because they're allowing anarchy to take place in our presence. But at some point in time, good people, I mean, they have to say no. And so it's time for a lot of us to say no. But, yeah, that anarchy is a lot of fun until everybody else quits following their rules. So.
Yeah, I love that, Randy. You're right. And we're going to be watching her office, Jean Peters Baker's office in Jackson County, very closely here this week for obvious reasons. Am I feeling generous today? You want to squeeze in another? All right. John's giving me the thumbs up. Ed, Raytown, go ahead, Ed. What's your tirade? You're last up.
What I am is I don't like the way these people go, these baseball or football players make millions of dollars. They don't even salute the flag when they play the Pledge of Allegiance. And you see some do and some don't. And I got a friend that was in Vietnam. He didn't even go to baseball games because he said he couldn't stand all the people that didn't put their hands over their heart for the America.
Well, Ed, thank you. I agree. I wish they'd do that for the national anthem as well. I don't know if they can recite the pledge, but I definitely want to see them do it for the anthem. Tirade Tuesday in the books.